Greetings subscribers and honoured guests. We're near the end of June now, so I thought I'd come on and share with you some of my latest pickups, because it's been a while since I did the last pickups video. So to begin with, I've got a bunch of PS2 games that I picked up about a month ago. So the first one is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. I've got the PSP version of this, and it's a pretty good game actually. There's been multiple versions of this released, all slightly different. There's also a remix version of this, which I saw a couple of days after buying this. Annoyingly, I would have got that one if I'd seen it first. But yeah, it's a very slick street racer from people who used to be Angel Studios, I believe, who worked on Smuggler's Run 1 and 2 and the early Midnight Club games as well, and it was published by Rockstar. So it's worth picking up if you see a copy. Just put this down here. Next one is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2 Bush Rescue. I already picked up a copy of the first game a few months ago, so now I have part 2 as well. I've heard this isn't quite as good as the original, but they're a pretty decent. It's a pretty decent trilogy of platformers. Unfortunately, the chances of just sort of stumbling across the third one are pretty remote, because that one's actually quite rare. So with the third one, I'd probably have to scour eBay or something to find a copy of that one, which I may well do at some point, but not at the moment. The next one up is the original Mafia. I thoroughly enjoyed Mafia 2, even though it's not really an open world game. It's quite linear, even though you do drive around the city. I'd imagine the original is pretty much more of the same, but I haven't tried it yet. But it does look like a decent game. I don't know how the PS2 port holds up, because it was a PC game originally, so it could be a bit rough, but we'll see. The next one is a game called Gun. Now, this has been around for years and years, and for whatever reason I've kind of avoided ever buying it, but for £1 on the PS2 I thought I'd give it a go. It's one of those games that came out right on the cusp of a new console generation, so it was coming out on the 360 and the PS3 at the same time as coming out on the PS2. So neither version particularly makes use of the hardware it came out on. And anyway, the next one is Dr. Muto. This is the last of the PS2 games that I picked up. It's probably kind of a second-rate platformer, to be honest, but it was another game that was only £1. It was without a manual, unfortunately, but never mind. Yeah, there's quite a few sort of second-tier platform games on the PS2, like Vex is another one, and Haven. So yeah, well, I'll give it a go at some point and see if it's actually any good. You can transform into various creatures, I believe, including a rat and a gorilla and a spider. Anyway, so that's the end of the PS2 games. I did buy some fairly big digital releases this month as well. The first of which was The Witcher 3. That may have actually been last month actually, but I haven't done a video since I bought it. I haven't got it to show you, of course, but excuse me a minute. I do have the Witcher 3 Collector's Edition hardback strategy guide and the little lore book that comes with that as well. These are very high quality items. I've got the strategy guide really so that I didn't miss any content, because there's so many quests, almost over 250 quests I believe in the base game itself, and it is fairly possible to miss one, so this will just tell you where to go to activate the quests. Yeah, so I'm still enjoying the game. I am quite far into it, I'm in the Skeleton Isles, but I haven't finished the main story yet. But I hope to get back to that very soon. The next digital release I got is another big RPG, and that is The Elder Scrolls Online, and I am really enjoying that as well. I don't know why so many people are really kind of down on that game. Yes, it's no Skyrim, but still it's a very enjoyable RPG. The multiplayer aspect does sort of add quite a bit to it, in my opinion. I'm not really all that keen on MMOs as a genre, and I kind of avoid doing the dungeon raid content, but just running around the world, exploring, going into public dungeons where you can just go in and there may be other people exploring as well is good fun, because if you're having trouble with a boss in one of those, then just give it a minute or two and someone else doing the same dungeon will come along, and you can beat up the boss together and both get the credit for it. So yeah, that is a good game. Next, another one that I don't have anything to show for because it's another digital download, is Elite Dangerous. I'm a huge fan of the Elite series, going back to the BBC Micro version, which I had and played a ton, although I was too young to really play it properly at the time and appreciate all the sort of nuances of it. But this new version that's just come out in the game preview program on the Xbox One is a really good sort of modernisation of the game. It looks great. Is prone to crashing quite a bit, but you'd expect that on an unfinished build of the game. And yeah, you can lose yourself for hours in that game, just sort of trading or exploring or being a pirate. So I thoroughly recommend checking it out, at least for the hour-long demo, or possibly buying it. So, and then the final thing that I've just got this past week is Batman Arkham Knight, and I'm about sort of 30% through according to the load screen, and really enjoying the story. The graphics are fantastic, and yeah, I'm enjoying the side content as well. So that is one that you should definitely check out. Right, that's all the pickups. The next part of this video is going to be a sort of recap of my progress on my backlog challenge. So stay tuned for that. The first game from my backlog pile that I have spent some time with this month is Beyond Good and Evil HD. I have basically played up until the end of the first dungeon, which is pretty much where I have always played the game up to in the past before stopping. I definitely need to get back to it very soon so I don't lose the momentum. The second game that I have played from my pile is Super Mario Galaxy 2. With this one, I've cleared the first world and managed to get every star along the way, apart from one secret one which I intend to go back and get. This game is an absolute delight to play, so I'll be putting some more time into it without a doubt, as especially after watching the finale of the Nintendo World Championships has put me in the mood to play some more Mario. Finally this month I have put quite a bit of time into Assassin's Creed Rogue. I'm attempting to do and find everything in the game, which is going to take quite a while, but I have gone from 33% completed to 54% in the past week, which is a good amount of progress in my opinion. This is probably the game I am going to focus on for the time being, as I'm really enjoying it and want to get around to finishing Assassin's Creed Unity before Syndicate comes out. So there you have it. Not an amazing amount of progress by any means. I definitely need to step up my game a bit in July in order to meet that 5-game quota by the end of September. I may blitz through Wolfenstein The New Order over a few nights just so that I have actually crossed something off my list. At any rate, I'll be back again next month with another Backlog progress report. Until then, take care.